What is up guys, this is Tito back with another video on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you the latest CrDroid ROM version 7.9 official build based on Android 11, and this is the 30th August 2021 build. Today it's 6th September, so that means I have been daily driving on this ROM for a long time now, and I'm going to show you my experience with it. But let me tell you about this ROM first a little bit. This CrDroid ROM has really good customization. Also, it has a couple of features that are not present in most ROMs. So I'll go through them one by one, but first let me talk about the build itself. It has two separate versions. One includes the GApps and one does not. The GApps variant is actually a Google Drive link. I'll put that in the description. And the vanilla build, you can find it on the CrDroid's official website. But yes, both are official, none of them are unofficial builds. The GApps build as well is official, even though that is present in a Google Drive link over here. And if you don't know how to flash a custom ROM on your Redmi Note 10 Pro, you can check out the card or the description for the how to flash guide. In the changelogs, if you notice, there is fixed OK Google detection and stuff. Of course, upstream kernel and stuff is there. Then we have the fixed chipmunk audio issue. I'm not really sure what that does. And we have the smart charging loop bug. And we have thermal profile services is disabled right now by default, but you can enable it of course. And the improved double tap to wake, so that is great. And the cutout overlay has been improved, it says over here, but it still does have a little bit of glow. Whenever you're using it in a video call or something, whenever you're in a video call, you will see there is a little bit of glow if you're using the screen at like full brightness over here. So that's how it is. But yeah, that's fine. Like, it is a lot better than how it was previously. So yeah, it has that black border around the corner whenever you are using the front camera or whenever you are in a video call. And we have the removed color profiles from live display, it says, and the DC-dimming has been removed too. So that is one thing that I do not like, that the DC-dimming has been removed. But yes, there was a nightlight kind of bug when you enable DC-dimming. So that's why I think the developer has removed it. And there are these under the hood changes and stuff. Now, I have been enjoying this ROM pretty much. I would say there are very interesting things in this particular ROM that you don't get in other ROMs. Let me show you the first thing. That is in the stock dialer. As you can see, you get this particular stock dialer, and in this particular dialer, we do have a call recording option. As you can see, you can record the calls and it does work super fine. And in most other ROMs, there is Google dialer, but their call recording does not work properly. But here, the call recording works flawlessly, no issues whatsoever. And this is great that the VoLTE calling and stuff should be working fine. Also, the call recording option is there. And of course, I'm connected to this Bluetooth device. That's why it shows this Bluetooth icon over here. Now, the next thing is the stock camera. Well, the camera icon looked different, but here, as you can see, you do get this MIUI camera by default. This is a portrait kind of MIUI camera. And this camera works fine, but it has one particular issue. That is the shutter kind of speed. Once you like click this button, it takes a little bit of hazy photo if you move the phone right away. Let me actually give you an example. Here on this particular picture, if I open it, as you can see, it is in focus and nothing is bloody or something. But let me give you an example. So right now, so as you can see, I just took a selfie, and right now if I go into my gallery, okay, so you might be noticing a little bit of glitchiness, but let me give you an example with the rear camera. Sometimes I have seen the pictures, as you can see on this one, this text is not properly visible. So yeah, this is the bug that I have faced, that once I move the camera after taking a photo, the photo comes out a little bit blurry over here. So that is one particular bug that I have noticed. You have to really like keep it on the same place. And once you're taking the picture, your hand should not shake. That's how you can take a good picture over here. But yeah, that is fine. Right now, I guess, as you can see right now, I did make the hands like really stable. That's why you can read the text actually. So yeah, that is great. Also, in this particular like camera, we do have the 4K 30 FPS option and stuff. Let me show you. There is the 4K 30 FPS option, and also in the Pro mode, you do get the Pro kind of video mode where you can shoot 4K 30 FPS manual videos. You can change the ISO, you can change the focus, white balance, everything else. So all those things are working properly, and the portrait picture is also working. And if you go into the photo, there is the lens switching option, so you can switch to this wide angle and the telephoto 2x lens. And we have the 1x. This is not like 2x lens or something. This is just like cropped image from the main sensor, of course. And in the mode, you do have this 64 megapixel mode, and that is also working over here. So no issues, and you do get this MIUI camera by default on this ROM, and that is one thing I like really more over here. And I would say one thing is that I have tried this like Google Camera Go edition, that too is working properly. But again, here also you get that like shutter speed kind of delay thing. Once you press the shutter, you have to keep your hands really stable, otherwise the picture will come out as shaky. So that's all about the camera. Now let's talk about some other things, the stock launcher. So first let me show you, this is the stock launcher that you get, and this is the CrDroid home launcher. As you can see, it shows, and in the recents panel, this is how it looks like. We have the screenshot, then share, and the close app option. Close one particular app, then we have the clear all the apps option. This is great that we get all of these options. Talking about the stock launcher again, to the left we get the Google's Discover page, and everything is super fluid with 120 Hz of course in the UI. Swiping down gets you to the quick setting panel, and swiping up gets you to the app drawer. You can also search for any particular apps. Also widgets are working fine, and the whole UI stays very smooth with 120 Hz, no issues whatsoever. Also in the stock launcher, it does have the double tap to sleep anywhere in the home screen, and that is a really interesting feature for me at least. I can just double tap anywhere in the home screen and that actually locks the device. I don't have to press the power button every time I want to lock the device. That is a really convenient feature for me. Now talking about the quick setting panel, let me actually show you if you can edit and add multiple toggles. So yes, as you can see, these are the toggles that you can add. And here I have already added a couple of toggles. Let me show you what I have added. The battery saver I have added, the dark theme is there, and the Android 11 screen recorder is there. With that you can record the device audio and the microphone audio at the same time, so that is working fine as well. And we have the hotspot and the do not disturb mode. In the data saver heads up, you can disable or enable. The nearby share option is there, and the always on display, you can toggle it off or on from here. And the sound toggle is there, so if you tap and hold on it, you do get that volume panel over here. And we have the FPS info right here, you can enable it, and as you can see right now the FPS info does show up over there, and it does work super fine. So if you're gaming or something, it will be really helpful to see the FPS in real time. And the reboot toggle is also there, so you can directly reboot to the recovery from right here. And the volume panel toggle is also there, you can just tap on it to get the volume panel. Also the power menu, you can tap on it. This is how the power menu looks like. We do have this Google Smart Home Controls, and that is working fine. Also we do have the restart option over here, like the advanced reboot option I mean, and you can directly reboot to the recovery or fast boot from right here. And in the live display you get this night mode option. There is no night light separately, so that's why you have to use this live display kind of toggle to get into the night mode or the night light mode, and that is working fine. But again, there is no DC dimming option over here. In the about section, this is how it looks like. We have this CrDroid logo up top, and we have the Android version as Android 11 of course, and the device name Redmi Note 10 Pro Suite in, because this is an Indian Redmi Note 10 Pro unit. And we have the CrDroid version as 7.9. The security patch is of August, because this is a August build, not quite September yet. And we have the stock kernel as Sigma kernel version 1.0. The build date here is 29th August 2021, and here is the build number. In the system panel, we do get a system updater, so that is cool, and you can check for updates from here, and you can see the developer's name and stuff from here, Lavish Kumar, and here also it shows the CrDroid version and stuff. Then we have the current build type, and you can donate to the developers from right here. If you go into the gestures, we have this quickly open camera, lift to check phone, and prevent ringing, because the navigation gesture and stuff, those settings are separated in the customizations. Let me go back. We have the Gboard as the default keyboard over here. Now if you want to see the customizations in depth, which is present inside this CrDroid settings, you can check out the cards if you want to actually see the full customization in depth. But I would say yes, it has huge amount of customization that you pretty much need. And here in the navigation, as you can see, there's the stock nav bar. There you will get this system navigation, and from here you can customize it. You can change the gesture bar length and stuff, but again there is no option for the thickness or the margin over here, but that's fine. Let me go back. We have the pixel animation and stuff, and if you scroll down, we have the invert layout, etc. And in the buttons, again we have the long press power button, toggle torch and stuff. A lot of customizations are there. There is also this brightness slider toggle over here. I mean, just by sliding a finger on the status bar, you can adjust the brightness of the screen. This is a really helpful feature. There is the in-call vibrations and stuff, heads up you can disable, and the pulse navigation, etc. customization. Also the swipe direct screenshot, and yes, it is working fine. And we do have this long screenshot kind of option, and we have the edit option and stuff. Then you can share it or delete it from right there. So you get plethora of customization even for the screenshots and stuff. So there is markup and the long screenshot both. So scrolling screenshot is working properly over here, no issues with that. Also, as I have this Bluetooth device connected, let me actually show you here. If I go into the settings of it, there is the Qualcomm aptX HD audio, and that is supported for Bluetooth. Also, if you want to connect a headset like a 3.5mm headset, The sound quality via like the mic of the headset may be a little bit low because I heard a couple of complaints about that. So yeah, with the wired headphones there might be a sound issue from your side to the other party. And here if you go into the Mi Audio Direct, we have this like youth edition and stuff, all those settings, so you can go with anyone. The sound quality via the headphone jack is great, but again you might be having a little bit of mic issue. There are some problems because like with the cases on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, there is a little bit of like bevel over here, so the headphone jack does not fit quite well in this section. So yeah, that could be the issue, but other than that, the sound quality via Bluetooth was great, and even the mic quality via Bluetooth was great enough. I have had no issues whatsoever with the mic quality with a Bluetooth headset. And the hi-fi audio option is also there, and there are presets over here for the sounds, and this is how the sound settings looks like. I'm just hovering around the settings because I'm not gonna get into a longer kind of video over here. In the display settings, we have the brightness level and the dark theme is there, and we do have this dark mode. You can have it on deep gray, charcoal or AMOLED black if you want pitch black over here. In the live display, we have the display mode. You can change it between automatic day and night, and the reading mode you can change. Also the color calibration is there. You can change the RGB value, and the picture adjustment is controllable over here. Inside styles and wallpapers, we do have this clocks, but there I do miss that Android S style clock because we only have this Oxygen OS, Sneaky, Spectrum, Orono, Fluid clock, and the other options like type center and the Samsung colored, etc. But again, the Android 12 kind of clocks are missing from here. So I have been using it with the Fluid clock, and this is how the always on display looks like. And talking about the fingerprint scanner speed, is fast enough. As you can see from the always on display, it is working super fine with the fingerprint scanner. And even when I'm in the lock screen, the face unlock, whenever you are using it, you might see this like huge black border coming up over there on the front camera. That prevents the camera from having that glow over here, as you can see. So yeah, it is actually working fine, and it does work while video calling too. And again, the fingerprint scanner is properly working, no issues whatsoever. And the refresh rate you can change. You can have the default refresh rate to 60 or 120 Hz, of course. And I have been using it with 120 Hz all the time. That is working fine. And we have the DPI changing option. In the lock screen, we have the lock screen pulse, then the media cover art. The always on display, again, you can disable from here. Then we have this skip lock screen after face unlock and stuff. Let me go back. We have the double tap to wake and the wake up on plug and the enable blurs option. You can enable or disable them as you like it to be. And let me go back right now, and in the security you of course have the app locker, and I do have a couple of apps that is locked. And here is how the app locker UI looks like whenever you have a particular app locked. And you can tap the fingerprint scanner to actually open it, or you can use the pin or your face data to actually unlock a particular app. That is great. You have all those options. And here I have not flashed Magisk. Even without Magisk, here we have the SafetyNet passed. So right out of the box, you get the SafetyNet working. So no issues whatsoever with banking apps on this particular ROM. Also, the DRM info stays L1 over here, so you can stream Netflix or Amazon Prime videos in 1080p without any issues. With this RGB remote app, I have tested the IR blaster on this particular ROM, and that is actually working fine. If you're noticing over there, I hope you can see it. But yeah, the IR blaster is actually working perfectly fine. I have tried it, no matter what, it is working super fine. So I just turned on this like Google detection over here. Let me try this. Hey Google. As you can see, the Google Assistant is working perfectly fine with the voice trigger. Let me try one more time. Okay Google. As you can see again, Google Assistant right now has been totally fixed. So no issues whatsoever with the Google Assistant. So now I have opened a lot of apps in memory. So right now let me open them one by one so that I can show you if the app stays in memory. First, let's open Chrome, and as you can see, it is in memory. Now Facebook, yes, seems like it is still also in memory. Twitter is kind of reloading, I guess. Yeah, it did reload for couple, like for 1 second, I mean. And the Play Store, yes, it is removed from memory. Google Home still in memory. The Mi Home app still in memory. And here the Mi Store app, yes, it seems like it is still in memory. The settings still in memory. And here Instagram, okay, so Instagram is reloading. And Spotify, it is reloading too. Let's open all those apps again, and Chrome has been removed. But overall, while daily driving, I have seen most of the apps stays in memory. It's not a problem. But here right now, I have been noticing a couple of apps have been removed from memory. As you can see, Twitter again removed. Facebook is still in memory. YouTube still in memory. And the Mi Store still in memory, it looks like. The Google Home still in memory, and the Mi Home app also in memory. So yeah, the memory management is decent. In my opinion, it's not bad at all. And here are the end-to-end Geekbench score with a CPU stress test on this particular ROM. Talking about the battery settings, this is how it looks like, and if you tap here, you can see the full battery usage, and as you can see, I have 66% juice left, and I have got about 2 hours plus screen on time. So you can calculate from that, you can get pretty much 6 hours of screen on time over here. The battery life is good enough, but with 120Hz all the way running, it might be giving a little bit less battery life when compared to ROMs like those MSM extended that I have used previously, but definitely the battery life here is decent. It's not bad at all. In the thermal profiles, of course, you can enable this toggle over here to actually use these thermal profiles, and from here you can have these many options like default benchmark camera browser. Of course, I did show you the benchmarks over here with this thermal profile, and here we have the battery saver and performance. You can have the extreme battery saver. Also talking about fast charging, that is working fine over here, no issues with that. Now one complaint I have over here is in the battery settings, you cannot simply see the battery charging cycle or the current battery capacity, design battery capacity, etc. All those things I miss over here. If it showed only the battery charging cycle, I would have been happy enough. This ROM has so many things, but the battery charging cycle I cannot see in the battery settings. That is missing, and that is a little bit disappointing for me, but it's totally fine. Someone might not even need to see it, but yeah, I like that feature in most ROMs. And here we have the battery temperature, so you can see the battery temperature right here from the battery settings. Now talking about the experience over here, overall on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, the CrDroid 7.9 has been really buttery smooth over here. If you ask me personally, my experience has been really great. I have been enjoying this ROM a lot on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and it has been really like pleasant experience over here all the way. But sometimes I have seen, like, once I'm unlocking the device when my phone was in YouTube or something, then I just straight up unlocked it from with the fingerprint scanner. Sometimes I have seen the device reboots once, like it's a forced reboot. I can see it just straight up shows me the boot animation. So yeah, that problem is there. I have seen it like couple of times. It's not something that happens like really often over here. It happens maybe like once in 2 days, and the phone feels like a little bit slower before it happens. So yeah, right now it's not happening, so I can't show you it on camera, but definitely I have seen some random forced reboots over here once in every 2 days. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Share this video if you want them to know about the CrDroid ROM on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, how it's working. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. This is Cito from KD Index signing off for today, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye bye now.